Okay guys, welcome back. So in the last few lectures I talked about different types of transformations, the two major types of transformations actually, the amplitude transformations and the phase transformations. I mentioned that these were words used by me, and if you are not well versed with phase transformations and amplitude transformations, it will be very hard for you, because in this lecture I will be not talking about any of these concepts. I will directly go to some examples in identifying what is meant by a sine, some sine function, and then how to draw a graph. So if you are not well versed with this subject, I invite you to go to those videos and watch and come back and do these examples. And I think, although I draw these graphs, first of all I must tell you, although I draw these graphs, I give an example and I will draw these graphs, I tell you, you can anytime, you know that you can anytime pause this video. If you are watching on some computer or phone or something like that, you can pause, or even iPad or something like that, you can pause this video. I will put the example here, some of the examples I have. Now I have taught you all the principles that are needed to do these examples. I put an example here, I will wait for about 5 to 10 seconds. I will use two examples as I mentioned in the last video. I will, in the first video, the first video of this lecture, the first example of this lecture, I will use an amplitude transformation and a phase transformation, keeping the value of b constant. If some function y equals a sine bx plus phi, I will change a and phi keeping b constant, and in the second example I will change a, b and phi or and take completely somewhat complex functions. So first of all I will tell you to watch those videos if you have not watched them, and second, it's always better to make the examples easy for you so that you are well versed with the subject. Now if you have watched my series of lectures on graphs of trigonometric formulas that I have been discussing so far, I will put up those two examples. First example, and I will give I will have a 10-second break and come back and solve that. So in that time you can pause the video and then do the examples, so that at least you find something that you can do there. So that will be very good, because just copying something from my video is not the way that you should learn this. So I think that it's better I give some time for you. I don't think that 10 seconds will be enough to draw a graph, not even to calculate the amplitude and the period of the graph, which are the basic functions as I mentioned. So I'll give you a 10-second break, but within that break you can pause this video and then you can do the sum yourself, and then you can check. You can pause it even for one day and keep and do the sum yourself. Don't rely on others. Sometimes one of your friends may know better than you. Sometimes you may ask a teacher, some tutor or something like that, someone like that. Something you will refer to the internet or to some printed publication or something. I don't recommend that. I recommend you do it yourself to the extent you can. I don't need the exact answer you get, exact answer as I get, but do it to the extent you can from the knowledge you have gained so far. So it's better always to solve the sum yourself and come back and see what's the actual solution, so that you yourself know what your level of knowledge is. So okay, so in this video, first of all I will teach you give an example of a simple function of sine x, actually not sine x, of a sinusoidal graph or a sine graph in which only a and phi varies. Okay, so this is the graph I will give you. Draw the graph of y equals sine x, right? Okay, y equals sine x, and then draw the graph y equals minus sine x plus 60 by 3. Right? So now I have given you, now draw the graph of y equals sin x first, because it will be easy. I don't need that. If you can draw it first, it's good, very good. But it will be easy, I think, if you draw because I have been teaching the graphs of y equals sin x, and then I have drawn this. If you can draw y equal this one minus sin x plus 60 over 3, the whole thing over 3. So, and if you are drawing it separately, you can do it in drawing it in a single step. You can do it in two ways. Either you can take into separate transformations, and if you are well versed, if you are like a professional now, right, very proficient in this drawing graphs of trigonometry functions, I invite you to draw it at once. Not going through separate transformations. You can directly write this out. You can write a value for x, and you can directly write a value for y, and then draw the graph. So that's the best way. And if you are not sure, you can follow the steps by drawing y equals sin x and going through the transformations. However, now I'll give you 10 seconds, and you can pause the video and then draw it yourself. And after 10 seconds, I'll come back with the answer. Okay guys, I think now the 10 seconds is over. I didn't calculate actually with the timer. Sometimes it might be less or sometimes it might be more. So, however, now I will draw this graph. Y equals sin minus x plus 60 by 3. So, this is a very simple graph, although you see it's somewhat difficult. Sometimes someone must have drawn it separately. Someone directly without even calculating these transformations. But I will calculate this one with steps, because there may be such students or such followers who are watching this video who doesn't know to write it directly. It will be easy if you write it directly, and it will be errorless, because it's only if there's error, it will be a one step. However, I will solve it with 2 or more steps, so that everyone in this audience can get the answer in a very easy manner. Alright. Okay. So y is equal to minus sin x plus 60 by 3. Alright. So I'll draw the table again. This is x. This is x plus 60. This is sine x plus 60. This is minus sine x plus 60. So this is the direct way. And this is minus 1/3 sine, which is equal to this one, minus 1/3 sine x plus 60. So this is the direct way of drawing. Or if you are well versed with calculations, you can write it straight here. Write it straight here, minus 1/3 sine 6 plus 60, and calculate the steps so the errors will be less. This will be useful for both you and me. I'll take some values as before, 30, 45 and 60. Actually I will not take 45 here, because taking 45 makes sine x plus 60 105. So I have to calculate that 105. So I will take, so that 45 or a multiple of 45 is not in this. Alright. So I will take x equals 30, 60 and 120. Alright. So if x is equal to 30, 30 plus 60 is 90, 60 plus 60 is 120, 120 plus 60 is 180. If x is equal to, x plus 60 is 90, sin x plus 60 is equal to sin 90, so that is 1. Sin 120 is equal to sin 60 again, so that's root 3 by 2. Then sin 180 is equal to 0. Minus sin x plus 60, minus 1 times minus 1 is minus 1. Root 3 by 2 times minus 1 is minus root 3 by 2. 0 times any value is 0. So take it by 3, divide it by 3. So dividing by 3, this is minus 1/3. This is 1 upon 2 root 3. This is 0. So that's simple. Let's draw the graph. X and Y. So this is 30, this is 60, this is 90, and this is 120. I'll draw the graph first. And then expand the graph from 0 to 2,5. So you know that the period of this graph is equal to 2,5 by b. Here b is equal to 1 because the coefficient of x is 1, so b is equal to 1, so the period will be 2,5. So the period of this graph will be 360. So period of this graph will be 360. So it will be this very similar to the graph of the normal sine, y equals sine x. So I will draw the graph between 0 and 120 because I have taken only the values between 0 and 120, and then I will expand the graph to 360. Alright, at 0 at x equals 30, y equals, this is actually y, I will take here y equals, alright, here y equals this value. At x equals 30, y is equal to minus 1/3. So minus 1/3 is somewhere here. Minus direction of the y-axis. Minus 1/3 at x equals 30. Here. And when x is equal to 60, it is minus 1 upon 2 root 3. 1 upon 2 root 3. So minus is somewhere here. 1 upon 2 root 3 is somewhat, we can say actually this is root 3 by 6. Alright, root 3 by 6. Root 3 is 1.73. So 1.73 by 6 is approximately 0.3 because 1.8 divided by 6 is 0.3. So 1.73 divided by 6 is like approximately 0.3. However, 1.73 divided by 6 is less than minus 1/3 because minus 1/3 is minus 0.33. So this is less than 1/3. So it will come between these 0 and 1/3. Somewhere here, but close to 1/3. Minus 1/3. This is minus 1 upon 2 root 3, and that is at 60 here, right? And at 120 it will be 0. So if you calculate the value at 90, here 90, then x plus 6 is 150, sin x plus 60 is sin 150, that is sin 30 half, then this is minus half, and this is minus 160. Minus 160 is actually about minus 0.16, so this is somewhere here, very close to 0. Minus 0.16. So compare it here. The graph will be like this. Right? It is not exactly to the scale. And when y is equal to 0, sin x plus 60 is 0. So sin x plus 60 is 0. So the graph is between 0 and 120. So if sin x plus 60 is 0, sin also should be 0. So what is the value of y when sin x plus 60 is 0? So if sin x plus 60 is 0, when the y-axis is x equals 0, so y-axis is x equals 0, when x is equal to 0, sin x plus 60 is sin 60, so sin 60 is root 3 by 2, that multiplied by minus 1/3, root 3 by 2 times 1/3, that is minus root 3 by 6, so minus root 3 by 6 is minus root 3, I said, it should be somewhere here, minus root 3 by 6. So it comes again here. Okay? So the graph continues, and when y is equal to 0, sin x plus 60 is 0, so x is equal to minus 60. So it crosses the x-axis at minus 60 and plus 120. It goes here. Right? Again, when the maximum, the amplitude of this graph is 1/3, so the maximum is 1/3 here, and again the maximum can be achieved when sine this one is 90. So x plus 60 is 90, either at 30, or again you can achieve the same thing at 270, I think. Yeah, not 270. So to achieve plus 1/3 here, you should have minus 1. So when sine x plus 60 is minus 1, so that is actually sine x plus 60 is equal to sine minus 1 is 2 pi by 3 over 270. So x is minus 60 is equal to 270. So x is equal to 330. At 330 degrees only you will get an amplitude of 1 degree. You think this is correct? Alright? Oops, sorry, this is x plus 60, right? Sorry. So this is x plus 60. So that will be 210. Sorry, this is 210. 210. So that's the maximum. And here, again, when it is on this axis, to achieve this one, we will get some value here. So the graph will be like this. So the graph will be something like this. You draw it simply. This is x, this is y. The graph will be at 30 degrees, is the turning point of the first curve. So this is minus 1/3. This is minus 60. And this is 120, and this is 200. This is not on the scale, this is at 210. So the graph will be something like this. Going through here, the maximum. So the graph will be something like this. So that's the graph of y equals minus sine x plus 60 by 3. Alright? So I'll explain it again. You need to draw the graph y equals sin x. I didn't draw the graph y equals sin x because you may already know by now, but I think you fellows know that you don't need to draw the graph of y equals sin x again. So I drew the graph of this one. So I took x like this, and then I took x plus 60. I need x plus 60. Then I took sin x plus 60 because the sin x plus 60 is here, and then I took minus sin x plus 60 because I can write minus 1/3 as minus 1 times 1/3. So I took minus sin x plus 60 here, and then I took 1/3 of it. So when x is equal to 30, x plus 60 is 90, x equal to 60, x plus 60 is 120, x equal to 120, x plus 60 is 180. So the final values are as follows. When x is equal to 30, y is equal to minus 1/3. When x is equal to 60, y is equal to minus 1 upon 2 root 3. And when x is equal to 120, y is 0. So the graph is simply like this. Alright? So in the second way, you can do the phase transformations and the amplitude transformations. So I draw the y equals sin x graph. Now I have to draw y equals sin x graph. So I like it or not, because to understand the graph transformations I need y equals sin x. So this is the sin x graph. So this is, I will draw between 0 and 90, right? Yeah, 0, minus 90 and 90, because I draw between 60 and minus 60 and 90, 100 and 210, but I will draw only between minus 90 and 90 because I don't have such space to draw here. So at 0 here, 0, I take this one as 30, I take this one as 60, and this one as 90, and here minus 30, minus 60, and minus 90. Alright, this is the graph. Alright. So at 0, sine is 0, y equals sin x I am drawing. So at 30, sine is equal to half somewhere here. Root 3 by 2 is 0.86 and sine 90. The graph will be in this sector like this with an amplitude of 1 this sector, the graph will be minus 90 is, we have minus 1, minus 0.86, minus 0.5. So this will graph will be somewhat here, somewhat here, somewhat here. So the graph will be like this. Alright? So this is the sine graph between the minus 90 and plus 90. So I need to actually draw the graph of y equals minus sine x plus 60 by 3. So what I will draw, I took the graph of, I have already drawn the graph of y equals sine 60. The sine x, sorry. Y equals sine x I have already drawn. Then I will draw y equals sine x plus 60. Alright. So sine x plus 60 I have told you is when an angle is added to sine, the graph shifts by that angle to the left. So if x plus 60, x is here, the value of 1 will be achieved at 3 here, and the value of 0 will be achieved at 0 here. So the graph will be simply like this. Right? The graph will be simply like this. So this is y equals sine x. This is y equals sine x plus 60. So now I will take the minus value of this graph. So that is just flipping over 180 degrees, flipping over, and take the mirror like this here and just flip it over. So the value of minus 60 will be here and it goes here. It should come here. And this one here. So this is y equals minus sine x plus 60. I take minus sine x plus 60 and then I take one third. I take 1/3 of that. Alright? I take 1/3 of that. Right? So I take 1/3 of that. This is the final graph I have drawn, minus sine x plus 60. Now I take 1/3 of that. Taking 1/3 of a graph, I know when one of the graph is shrinking the graph by 3. I told you. So expanding the graph by 3. So what happens is that it actually travels, if this is minus 1, its amplitude will be minus 1/3. So it will be somewhere here. But the phase is not changed. So the same, the coordinate where this will cross the x-axis will be the same. So it will go like this. Right? And here x equals this. So this is the graph. The final one here is the graph y equals minus sine x plus 60 by 3. Right? This graph is the graph I'm talking about. Right? This is the hard one, the more black one, or the line where the weight is, the line weight is high. Right? This is the one minus sine x plus 60 by 3. So that's the graph you can draw with transformations. So I only drew because there's a space to draw. Excuse me. Between minus 90 and plus 90, actually the graph was drawn between minus 90 and 0. And you can extend that up to 360 there and 360 on the minus direction. So that's the graph of y equals sine x plus 60, minus sine x plus 60 by 3. So then the next example I will give you is what is the graph of y equals 4 times sine x plus 30 2x plus 30. I said that y equals 4 times sine 2x plus 30. I said that I will increase b as well in this graph. So I will give 10 seconds for you to draw, as I said before, and you can pause this video and draw the graph. I don't think that 10 seconds will be enough for you to draw the graph, but you can pause the video, so I will give you 10 seconds to pause the graph and then come back. You can do it yourself, so it's better if you do it yourself and come back and see what's the solution for that. Alright, so the 10-second break will start from now onwards. Okay guys, so I think the 10-second break was over. Now in this graph I will draw according to only one method, so it's easy. You don't have to draw graphs and graphs like this. You don't have to draw the graphs. Now you have drawn here 1, 2, 3, 4 graphs to get the final result from sin x. So that's so much complicated. So if you have more and more functions to perform, you have more and more functions now. You converted x to x plus 60, sin x to sin x plus 60, then sin x plus 60 to minus sin x plus 60, then minus sin x plus 60 to minus 1/3 sin x plus 60. So you have to draw 4 graphs from sin x to get the answer. So that's very complicated. So if you have more complicated operations, you will have to draw graphs and graphs, and you will be complicated. So the best thing is to draw through the method I drew for the graph as a first instance. So you take a table and then get the values and draw the graphs. So I will draw the graph only between 0 and 90 because, as I said before, although I thought that this graph can be drawn between minus 360 plus 360 or between 0 and 360, there's no space. You can draw it yourself, but I will draw only from 0 to 90. Excuse me. So I'll take here. Alright. So take a table like this. Here is x, here is 2x, here is 2x plus 30. Excuse me. Here is sin 2x plus 30. And here is 4 times sin 2x plus 30. This is also equal to y. This. Alright? So I get the values 30, 60 and 90. So it's easy for me to draw that. For you to do as well, because we will have to calculate half values and straightly calculate values using these values. Alright? So if x is equal to 30, 2x is equal to 60, x equal to 60, 2x is equal to 120, x is equal to 90, 2x is equal to 180. So 2x plus 30 is equal to 60 plus 30, 90, 120 plus 30, 150, 180 plus 30, 210. So sin 90 is equal to 1, sin 150 is equal to sin 30, that's half, sin 210 is equal to minus sin 30, that is equal to minus half. Alright? 4 times this one, 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times half is 2, 4 times minus half is minus 2. So that will be 0. So the point will be 30, 4, 60, 2 and 90, minus 2. Alright? So those will be the points. Alright, I'll draw the graph now. Okay, so this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. So this is 30, this is 60 and this is 90. Alright, So at 30 I got the value 4. So this is 4 here, somewhere here, and draw it as farthest as possible because it's easy for you to distinguish the graph. And then I will finally draw y equals sin x as well. So that will even be very easy for you. So I will take 1 as well because it is easy for me to draw the sin x after finishing this. So this is actually a reverse process. In the first process I drew sin x first and then I drew the other graphs. Alright, so when x is equal to 30, y is equal to 4, so the point will be here. When x is equal to 60, y is equal to 2. So 2 is somewhere here. So x is equal to 60, y is equal to 2 here. Alright? When x is equal to 90, y is equal to minus 2. So if this is minus 1, this should be minus 2 somewhere here. And x is equal to 90, y is equal to minus 2. So this is going to be the intersection point of these two coordinates. So somewhere here. Now when, at what angle is y 0? When y is 0, it means it's on the x-axis. When y is 0, 4 times sine 2x plus 30 is 0. So that is sine 2x plus 30 is 0. For sine 2x plus 30 to be 0 in the interval 0 to 90, sine should be equal to 0. So sine 2x plus 30 is 0. Sine 2x plus 30 is 0. So that is equal to sine 0. So 2x plus 30 is 0. So 2x is equal to minus 30. X is equal to minus 15. Did I go somewhere wrong? Oops. 4 times sine 2x plus 3 should be 0. Yeah. Sine 2x plus 3 is 0. X is equal to minus 15. So this is 30, right? If x is equal to 75, what happens? If x is equal to 15, oh no. Actually, what happened is, this is actually, although we draw the graph between 0 and 90, although we take the graph as 0 and 90, I have taken the maximum point as 210. So actually we are drawing, this is a complete illusion, we are drawing the graph between 60 and, 90 and 210, because 4 times sine 2x plus 30 is the graph represented here. So the graph represented here doesn't mean that the range is between 0 and 90, it is actually between 90 and 210. Here, I draw here, I made the table here, right? So the actual is between 90 and between 90 and 210. So actually it can be above 90 as well. So if you take the whole on sine 2x plus 30 is also equal to sine 180, so x is also equal to 75. So at 75, this midway between this, it will go through this. So the graph will be something like this. And when x is equal to 0, so y equals 4 times sine 30, sine 30 is half, 4 times half is 2. So the graph will be again here. And the amplitude of the graph is 4, and that's obvious from here. So this is the turning point, so this should be the amplitude, and that is at 30 degrees. And again, when the graph is here, I told you only to 0 to 90, I extended this graph to minus 15. I calculated here, minus 50 and 75. At 75 it is crossing here, and at minus 15 here, it should cross. So this is y equals 4 times sine 2x plus 30. So in the next video, now in this video I have talked about a combination of phase transformations and amplitude transformations. So in the next video I will talk about transforming graph and then making it a translation. So translation and transformation, I told you at the beginning that sometimes they are equal, but for some graphs transformation and translation are differed by a small point. So I will now explain what's the difference between transformation and translation of a graph of a trigonometric function in the next video, and see you then.